what do we know about Jimmy G's foot right now? I me's a serious question.
Yeah.
What do we know about this?
I'm as curious as anyone
We're
on
close.
that one. And they've played it pretty close to the vest. And we'll see. It's one of those things where everybody's dismissing it. In fact, many people within the organizations I want, and they're all saying it's going to be fine.
Oh, boy.
And no different than like with the Bills, with Diggs and Josh Allen. And I believe that the Bills and the Raiders think that things are going to be fine. But that doesn't necessarily mean we should not be keeping a very close eye on it because, these situations, like organizationally, they want to think Jimmy's going to be fine. But one hiccup, and all of a sudden we're in a situation where that contract is written as such that, man, like if they could back out of that, that would be – and I think they are committed to him. They obviously signed him and moved on from Derek Carr for him. And I believe that component of it. But until we see Jimmy out there on the field healthy with that foot, passing a physical, I understand why the questions are being asked.
Oh, of course. I mean, the two things that would concern me is, number one, that the Raiders redid the contractual language when it happened. So they were planning for the alternative. And then, two, they signed Brian Hoyer. And, the football gods want to see him play. So he's going to get out there, because they can't quit. They can't quit Brian Hoyer. But in all seriousness, I mean, you just mentioned Diggs and Allen. I would compare the Jimmy G thing maybe more to, Brock Purdy's arm, and that rubber is truly about to meet the road on that, because that is just, bones healing or scars healing or tendons healing. I mean, Diggs and Allen could totally handle it themselves if it is in fact that. And Josh Allen went on the Bussin' Pod recently and called out media members, and I'm sure I'm one of them, for overdoing it. But the coach was the one who said, I'm very concerned, I mean, like, right. So when he said that, but at least if it is between the two of them, two grown-ass men who love each other can handle it. You know what I mean? So,
I think Josh is definitely the type who can. And I'm, to that point, I just more mean, like, it's one of those things where, we're always told by teams that it's going to be fine. Sometimes it isn't. And
right.
I think Josh and Stefon, I think they can both handle this. But, just like the Jimmy G situation, crazy things happen, weird things happen. And, to your point about Brock Purdy, though, like, I actually truly believe Kyle Shanahan when he says that he thinks that Brock Purdy will be ready for week 1 and that Brock Purdy will be the starter. Like, that one I do truly believe 100%.
And then number 2, who's second? Is it Darnold, or is it going to be...
Who cares?
Well, hold a minute. Oh, wait, did you just drop a who cares on me? Did you do that? Because
it wasn't on you.
No. I mean, who cares means, number 1, you don't care about being aggregated. How dare you? Number 2,
we do care about that.
No, but
my thing is, like, do we think that the 49ers are Super Bowl contenders with Trey Lance?
Well, they were Super Bowl contenders with Brock Purdy, so yeah.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. I think Brock Purdy might be the guy.
No, I know that, but they're a team that if any team has proven the depth chart is crucial, it's the Niners, right? So if Purdy's not ready to go, then who does get that shot? And if it's the guy that they just flipped one single draft choice for in the spring over the guy that they traded the farm for a couple of drafts ago, then that would be...
I feel like the 49ers, though, have really gotten to the point, too, where they recognize they can't think about the draft capital they spent on Trey Lance anymore. They cannot let that dictate their decision. And, whether he... me saying who cares just allowed you to make a very valid, good point, so you're welcome.
Thank you. I'm sorry. I should have front-loaded that with thank you. I should have. You're right. It was rude of me to do that. But I guess it doesn't matter that they don't have to worry about the draft capital they spent on them, because they got an owner who loves the GM and the coach, and the GM and the coach have built a juggernaut outside of it where the quarterback can be inserted no matter who it is, and they got a shot to win it. So it's a rarity.
Last year, what happens right now?
Yes.
And I love Kyle Shanahan. Known him forever. I think he is brilliant. He is the guy, and he will get his Super Bowl eventually.
Oh, that's a hell of a windup. What's the pitch? What do you got?
What happens if the Mr. Irrelevant last pick in the NFL draft does not turn out to be this actually really adequate, really good starter last year?
Mm-hmm.
They are what kind of team do they end up being in that final second half of that season? And is ownership then looking at Kyle saying, and John saying, Trey Lance, you picked him, he's not the guy, and we don't have anybody behind him? I mean, talk about revisionist history. Like, Brock Purdy really saved the 49ers organization from a really, really dramatic offseason.
Well, or that they would just go with Lance. Maybe the kid just needs the football in his hands, and he is going to be the guy with the huge upside who can run it and throw it. Maybe he's that guy. He just has not had the chance, you know?
Yeah, I don't know. I trust that the 49ers organization has seen him more than any of us have. They're not exactly talking like he's about to take over the starting job while their other quarterback, who was the last pick in the draft, is in Jacksonville rehabbing an elbow injury.
Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.